Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Glad you've joined me today. Have you been thinking about retirement and wondering when you should pull the trigger yourself? Well, let me tell you my story, and maybe you can relate, and maybe it will be a source of encouragement to you. Today I want to share with you some of the reasons that gave me the final nudge to leave full-time employment and enter into retirement life. And by the way, if you're seeing me for the first time, I'm Ronnie. Thanks for stopping by. So here's some of the reasons that gave me the final nudge to leave full-time employment and enter into retirement life, and I'm so glad that I did. Number one, I was just tired of it all after working for virtually all of my life. I was physically and mentally exhausted, and I was running on empty most of the time. I had the kind of fatigue that sleep didn't fix, that weekends didn't fix, and taking vacations didn't fix. I was just running on empty all of the time. So let me tell you a personal story. I remember one time I took a day off from work because I needed the break, and I headed down to the coast, which is about 30 miles from here, just to have a day off and have a day on the water in the great outdoors and to enjoy the sunshine. And the day was actually spectacular. The sky was crystal clear blue. The air was clear and crisp. The water was turquoise in color. It was just absolutely beautiful. And so I made my way to a local fishing pier, and that way I could walk out and be over the open water. And there I was, soaking it all in and enjoying it as best I could. Now, even though it was a perfect setting for a day off, all I could do was think about work. I was down there soaking it all in, and all I could do was think about work, and I was dreading having to go back into work tomorrow morning. And it began to overwhelm me. I was leaning on this rail, and I had my head bowed over, and I was thinking about dreading going back into work tomorrow morning. And all I could think was, I just can't do this anymore. This isn't how I want to spend the rest of my life, stuck in this cycle of work with no way to escape. I mean, here I was in the great outdoors with just a perfect day in perfect surroundings, and I couldn't even enjoy myself because I was so run down from fatigue and suffering from anxiety about work. It was then that I knew that I was done. Number two, I just wanted to be free. That was another thing that gave me my final nudge. I just wanted to be free. I didn't need any more reason than that right there. I just wanted my personal freedom. I didn't need anyone else's approval either. I didn't need to justify my decision, explain it, rationalize it, or try to convince anyone else that that was reason enough to leave full-time work and enter retirement life. I just wanted my personal freedom, and I wanted to be free from it all. What about you? Do you want to be free from it all? If you're enjoying this video so far, why don't you hit that thumbs up button that you'll find down below. I started working when I was about 15 years old, and I worked up until my early 60s. And after a lifetime of working, it was the only thing that I had ever known. Let me say that again. Working was the only thing that I had ever known from 15 years old up until my early 60s. And so I just wanted my freedom. And yet I was a little intimidated about leaving work, because when you have worked all of your life and you're thinking about leaving full-time employment, you're walking away from a paycheck, and it feels like you're going to be cutting yourself off from life support. But after I pulled the trigger and stepped down, I discovered that it wasn't the end for me, and that walking away from a full-time job wasn't cutting myself off from life support. It was actually the beginning of a brand new, better life. What I love most about retirement, the thing that makes my life better every single day, is the personal freedom that I now have. There is absolutely nothing better than being unentangled from anyone or anything else, having complete autonomy over my own life, and being free to live as I choose. Having personal freedom is the thing that makes my life better every single day. People sometimes say that when you retire, you need to retire to something, or that you need to find your purpose in retirement. And I kind of get that. It is important to retire to something and find your purpose for being in retirement. I kind of get that, but how about this? I spent all of my life working for a living, and I haven't had a summer break since I was a junior in high school. So when I retired, I did retire to something. I retired to my freedom, and I found my purpose in retirement as well, my personal freedom. And you know what? That's enough, and that's okay. You really don't need anything to retire to other than the excitement of knowing that you are retired and free, and that you're going to spend the rest of your life enjoying your personal freedom. Let me say that again. You are going to enjoy your personal freedom for the rest of your life. Tell you something else. You don't even need a bucket list, man. Having your personal freedom is entirely enough. Just pull the trigger and enjoy yourself. And then number 3, the final thing that gave me the nudge to leave the full-time workforce was I believed that I was financially ready. Now, I've been a disciplined saver all of my life, and so I did save in preparation for retirement. And I also paid down all of my debts. But still, I wasn't 100% sure if I had enough. Again, when you walk away from a full-time job, it can feel like you're cutting yourself off from life support. And so I started crunching the numbers 6 ways from Sunday, up and down, and looking at it every possible way. And I realized that, I really can do this. I can pull the trigger and retire because it looks like I have enough. So for most of my working life, I thought that retirement was going to be out of reach for me because everyone out there was saying that you need $1 million or $2 million or more to be able to retire. So I always figured that I would be working until I was 70 years old or until the day my body completely broke down. And what a day of liberation it was for me when I discovered it takes a lot less money to retire than what the big boys out there say that you need. Let me tell you this, if you get your debts paid down and you're willing to live a non-extravagant life, you absolutely can retire on a modest income. Now, when you get down to it, knowing when to retire boils down to 2 simple questions. Number 1, do I have enough? And then number 2, have I had enough? Let me say it again. Number 1, do I have enough? And then number 2, have I had enough? If you can answer yes to both of those questions, then it's time for you to retire. If you feel like you've got enough money and you're up to your eyeballs with fed up on the work and you're looking for a life of freedom, pull the trigger, man. You'll never regret it. The bottom line for me was I wanted to get out while I still had time and while I still had a chance. And the last thing that I wanted to do was work until I was 70 years old or until my body betrayed me and gave out. And now that I'm retired, it's actually a dream come true. And I will never take this life that I have now for granted. It is absolutely the most remarkable chapter of my life. If you're looking forward to retirement yourself, I want to encourage you that it's everything that you dreamed it would be. Retirement living is everything that you hope it will be, because when you have your freedom, it makes all of the difference in the world. So there you go. Those are the 3 things that gave me my final nudge to go ahead and pull the trigger and retire by getting out of the full-time workforce. If you've enjoyed this video, leave me a comment down below. I appreciate your comments. and read each and every one. So does everyone else. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm Ronnie. Take care, and we'll see you next time.